This is my 2002 STi Swapped WRX. I didn't really change much about the exterior. I put those version 7 STi JDM wheels on it because they're awesome and it allowed me to put better, higher performance tires on the car. Otherwise, the exterior is pretty much original, faded, peeling paint. The car has almost 200,000 miles on it. What I care about is the mechanicals. So, STi engine, Blouch 16G XT turbo, giant hyperflow top-mount intercooler, Mishimoto radiator, equal length stainless steel HKS header, full 3-inch turbo back exhaust, air oil separator from Grim Speed. The turbo spools at about 3,000 RPM and then holds 20 psi of boost to redline. So the car, it just explodes and then it pulls like a freight train all the way to red line. But looking at it, driving in traffic, most people think it's just a tired, old, Japanese compact car. Welcome to my 2002 Subaru WRX. I bought this car a year and a half ago because I wanted something that was grown-up, that had a back seat, that I could put, customers in, like I could carry more than just one extra person at a time. All my cars at that point didn't have back seats. I had that falling apart Honda Odyssey minivan and my antique Toyota Celica GTS. So, after some thinking and looking, I bought this WRX from a used car place in New Hampshire. It had 185,000 miles on it when I bought it, but it drove great. It felt like tight. It seemed like someone had taken care of it, and it came from down south, so it's got no rust to speak of on it, and that's awesome for a Subaru in New England and Maine. So the idea was that it was going to be like my year-round, grown-up, mature car. I was going to drive it in the winter and stuff like that, but that all went out the window. One day I was looking around on Craigslist and I found, just locally here in Maine, motor out of a 2005 STi that had been wrecked. I was actually just looking for a larger top-mount intercooler, and I found the top-mount intercooler, but the guy was also selling the complete 2005 STi engine, and I was like, boy, that would just bolt right into this car. I should just go buy it. So I went and bought it. Got it dyno tuned again by Matt Miner. He, made everything work, made everything talk to each other, and the car on a hot, humid day made 290 odd horsepower at the wheels and like 307 pound-feet of torque. That was at 18 psi. Now back up here in Maine in this nice crisp autumn air, it's making 20.5 psi. Still not quite maxing out the injectors. So it's definitely making over 400 horsepower at the crank. I love the personality of this car. It's not as sharp a tool as the Celica is. The Celica is obviously a lighter, sharper, rear-wheel drive car. This Subaru definitely feels heavier. It's funny in a way, like it almost feels like driving a tractor or an SUV in compared to the Celica, which is like so light and sharp. The Subaru is definitely a little bit more of like a blunt instrument, but still, that's not to look down on it or say that I don't like the way it drives at all. The Subaru, this WRX, I love that I can hear everything. I can hear the transmission. I can hear the gear whine, of the transfer case. All in, bottom line, I've got about $13,000 into buying the car and doing this. So for the cost of a used Camry, I've got a 400 horsepower sleeper sedan. It was a real adjustment when I picked this thing up from Matt Miner and drove it back from Seekonk, Mass, where he dyno tuned it. The acceleration, it really took me, it's taken me a while to get used to it and like just get my head around how hard the car accelerates. Some guy in like a 1.8T Jetta tried to pass me on a 2-lane on-ramp onto the highway the other day, and I basically gave him a head start. I saw him coming. I let him pull out around me. He was trying to pass me on the right. I let him start to. I just waited, and then I put my foot down, and the car just explodes. There's a half second of the turbo, the wastegate closing, the turbo taking a breath, and then it's just that howl from the equal length header and the open exhaust, and he was just gone. It's ridiculous how hard the acceleration is in this car, how it takes off in the lower gears. It was a real adjustment for me. It changed what I thought of as fast, and so then going to Italy and driving that Abarth around, I was like, oh, okay, like this is cool, but it's not actually fast. The Celica is quick and it's exciting and stuff, but it's not actually fast. Now, after driving this car, now I get it. Like, this is a car that in most all day-to-day driving, you can't use wide open throttle. Like, you just literally cannot do it around town. The car has too much power for normal daily driving. You really have to like be careful in how you drive it, which is exciting. I've really got to thank Duval's Auto for putting the motor in, for putting all the parts together, dealing with my crazy long list of instructions and demands, and also Matt Miner down in Rhode Island for tuning it, putting everything together, troubleshooting it, making it work.